If I had an intro, I'd put it here. Happy Feet. Norma Jean and Memphis are a young couple with an egg. While the mothers go off for the fishing season, Memphis drops their egg for a while. Well, I'm sure that's not important whatsoever. It doesn't seem that cold. It's only winter in Antarctica. The egg hatches. The chick, named Mumble, is dancing. He's promptly told to stop by his dad.
I wouldn't do that around folks, son.
Why not?
Well, it just ain't Penguin, okay?
And when Mom comes home, Dad tells him to stop again.
Mama?
Stay!
In the morning, Mumble goes to school where they're learning how to sing. Now, singing is a huge part of their culture and they do it all the time. Specifically their heart song, which is essentially their signature song. Like Penguin Cyndi Lauper would have Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, Penguin Ozzy Osbourne would have Crazy Train, and Penguin Michael Jackson would have a full album's worth of songs to choose from. That's why it's jarring when Mumble tries and he makes this abomination of a noise. After talking with the teacher, Mumble's parents send him to a vocal specialist, and that doesn't manage to work either. While his parents are gone, Mumble sneaks off to dance away from the other penguins. While he's out, he's attacked by a pack of skua. Looking for any way out of this, Mumble asks about the tag on the bird's leg.
Alien abduction.
Yeah, here's a hint. It wasn't aliens, it was humans.
Humans?
Where? Calm down, Robin Williams. We'll get to you in a bit. Mumble gets away totally fine. See? Just look at how fine he is. Some time passes by, and Mumble, along with all the other penguins his age, are going fishing for the first time. There's a swimming scene that, well, animated well, is choreographed. And that wouldn't be an issue, but the choreography is so simple and uninteresting that it appears that they didn't even try to think of something better. In a brief interlude between shots of swimming, Mumble falls all over Gloria, the obvious love interest. And is this at all necessary? I mean, it's not funny, it's not graceful, and it's not relevant. It's the least subtle or clever dirty joke you can throw into a film. And in a quarter of a second, they're knocked back into the water, rendering them leaving the water at all pointless. But it's not over yet. The penguins spot a school of fish. Mumble catches one and Gloria doesn't. So he tells her to take it, but she refuses. A bunch of skua fly by and try to take the fish, leading Mumble to follow them up into the air after it, being dropped from a good 50 feet or so, then demands that Gloria take the stupid fish again, which she does out of pity. For Mumble to risk going after these birds he already knows are dangerous to grab a single fish that neither he nor Gloria want is a special kind of idiocy. Then they have this weird dance/concert thing, and Mumble ruins the whole event because he can't sing.
Who do you think you are?
Even though only these performing penguins are singing, Mumble is portrayed as being physically unable to keep his beak shut despite him not giving a damn about singing ever before. Alright, sure. It's dumb, but there's bigger fish to fry. After staying out a bit too late, Mumble finds himself pursued by a leopard seal. At the end of his escape, he meets 5 Adelaide penguins who adopt him into their group.
Man, this guy is so accidentally cool.
After stumbling upon an excavator, Mumble wants to know what it is. Robin Williams as Ramon tells him to go see Robin Williams as Lovelace.
You go see Lovelace.
Lovelace! Go see Lovelace! Genius, Ramon. Thank you.
Lovelace is a rockhopper penguin who knows absolutely everything because he has a talisman bestowed by mystic beings. And yet he doesn't answer Mumble's question.
Have you ever been abducted by aliens?
Excuse me?
What kind of question is that? Next!
So we're gonna abandon the human plotline for a bit, and the 5 Adelaide are gonna help Mumble impress Gloria. Alright, was anyone just tricked by that? Because if you were, I've got a bridge to sell you. Gloria isn't buying it, and his dancing isn't working either. Except it does after a little bit, because why the hell not? This is a movie, and Hollywood demands the romantic success of our protagonist. But it can't be too easy or else it feels unearned and insignificant. Well, guess what? This feels unearned and insignificant. They had her join in on the dance because it keeps the story going and not because the character would do this. Less than a minute after,
Mumble, you're embarrassing me.
Gloria and everyone else is super into it. That pathetic excuse for an interaction gives us this set piece. While the setup is sloppy to put it mildly, it's the best penguin dance sequence you will see in your life. I mean, it might be the only penguin dance sequence you'll see in your life, but it's still a hell of a lot of fun. Then these Killjoy elders, led by Noah, have to go all footloose on the colony.
Stop! Stop!
Saying that the dancing is the reason their god isn't giving them fish anymore.
It's this kind of backsliding that has brought the scarcity upon us. You offend the great Gwyn. You invite him to withhold his bounty.
Mumble says, "That's dumb, it's actually aliens," without a hint of sarcasm.
Yeah, aliens.
He's mad.
No, aliens.
Normally this claim would be stupid as hell, but he does have some kind of personal experience that they at least exist, so it's not as far-fetched as it seems.
So it follows. Dissent leads to division, and division leads us to doom. You, Mumble Happy Feet, must go.
Old man, you're the one with the problem here. Check out all these penguins who are on board, and you've got maybe 5 here alongside you? You're the dissent! Despite Noah being in the minority about this, nobody steps in to defend Mumble. Seriously, there were at least like 100 of you in this dance number. None of you have anything to say? At least his mom will come defend him.
You have as much right to be here as any of these daffy old fools.
Then his dad steps in to be an asshole.
You must renounce your so-called friends, your peculiar thoughts, your strange ways.
Don't ask me to change, Paul. Because I can't.
And so Mumble is cast out, and goes to Lovelace again to see if he can get some answers. When they arrive, Lovelace is choking on his talisman. Then he stops choking on it enough to join Mumble and his friends to seek out where he found the talisman. On their way, Gloria catches up with them. She seems totally alright and casual with the consequences of coming along with Mumble's gang.
If you come, you may never get back home.
Fine by me.
Mumble intentionally pushes her away through insulting words, tone, and actions, acting like he knows what's best for her. And really, dude, can you get any more patronizing? They might have been able to portray this as some kind of emotional, cruel-to-be-kind thing before the stupid fish or the half-assed change of heart after the fake singing, but there is no chance they can do that now! After getting some directions from some elephant seals, they find the Forbidden Shore, which is covered in trash. They're then attacked by a couple of orcas, and Jesus Christ! Lovelace was kind of a jerk, but he doesn't deserve to be hanged from a buoy or drowned attached to its bell. Incredibly, he not only manages to survive, but he gets the rings off his neck. While gloating from the victory, a fishing boat comes by, and all the penguins are smart enough to run sideways. Look everyone, the writers did something right for once. They follow the ship and find a few more of them. While most of the penguins turn back, Mumble decides to go after them and jumps. Holy shit, how tall is that? He takes 23 seconds to fall, meaning that this is at least a mile drop. And I can't write a better joke than this, so here it is.
How are we gonna tell his mama he bring us all this way just to kill himself?
Mumble confirms that the humans are taking the fish, then swims 2,000 miles to Australia where they put him in a zoo. When he wakes up, he keeps trying to talk to the humans with no success. After 3 months, he starts having hallucinations. Yeah, this is sad, and that's coming from someone who doesn't even care about the movie at this point. Mumble finally responds to a girl tapping on the window. He starts dancing and quickly becomes a sensation. Shortly afterwards, he's returned to Antarctica with a tracker strapped to his back. Upon returning home, Noah yells at him again and generally just hates on him because he can't survive in a world where Mumble is right about anything. His dad is off in a cave sulking because he's a terrible penguin, but he apologizes and Mumble teaches him how to dance, so we're supposed to like him now. The humans show up, the penguins all dance, and we get a montage of politicians, scientists, and businessmen all discussing penguins and stuff, and eventually preventing fishing near Antarctica.
Bang up the sign, no fishing.
We close on a dance party with all the penguins in what may be the only time a dance party as a closing is actually fitting. Oh god, there is a lot to talk about in this one. First up is the Emperor Penguins and their reprehensible behavior. Fair warning, I might be looking too far into this, but I don't care. There's no established reason that Mumble's dancing is seen as the problem other than
But it just ain't penguin, okay?
and after which it's blamed for the whole colony running out of food. To add in the allusions to disability, such as his slowed maturing rate, inability to sing, and others asking what's wrong with his legs, As soon as the instant he hatches,
What do you make of that? A little wobbly in the knees, huh? Is he okay? I don't know. What you doing there, boy?
it portrays their own culture as one that looks down on disabilities.
A penguin without hearts on is hardly a penguin at all.
Even when he says he's perfectly fine, his dad, who I'll talk about later, feels the need to correct him, insisting that there's something wrong with him.
I'm perfectly fine.
No, you're not, boy.
He's treated worse than the Adelaide penguins, who were referred to as filthy vermin and slapped, while the Adelaide treated Mumble goddamn fantastic. If the Emperor penguins in this movie are going to act like discriminatory, dogmatic jackasses, why the hell should I care if humans help them? Aside from his mom and Gloria, I don't give a damn if they all starve. With so many movies, it's all a misunderstanding, with an explanation behind it even if it's lazily thrown in. Here, there's none. Dancing is the cause of the famine because Noah said it was, and then everyone backed him on that. His whole identity is based on his hatred of Mumble. The best way to show this is pointed out by the movie itself.
There be no such thing as aliens! You let them here? You turn them on your own kind?
You just said there's no such thing as aliens.
He contradicts himself, just to stay diametrically opposed to Mumble at any cost. There's no belief behind his claim that Mumble caused the famine. It's unjustified hate all the way down, and they take all of their prejudice to absurd extremes. This isn't some light teasing like, haha, look at the weird dancing penguin. This is, your existence threatens our survival, you're banished. At the end of the day, they learn their lesson, but there's no real consequences for these people who did demonstrably awful things. It's just, oops, sorry for thinking you're a freak of nature this whole time, with no supporting evidence, jeopardizing your future with the colony and casting you out into the barren wasteland that is Antarctica to fend for yourself. Guess I was wrong. My fault. By the way, I still probably hate you for proving me wrong because that's the kind of salty, spiteful pile of shit that I am. I get that Noah and the other elder penguins are villains, and you're kind of supposed to hate them. But what about the other penguins who, at best, stand idly by and let them attack Mumble, and at worst, join in on it? Yes, there are other penguins who join in on the dance, but they get maybe 2 lines that amount to, but dancing is fun, and no lines that amount to, why do you think it's okay to banish this kid?
You are a nation of beanie weenie piffling piccolini piddly diddly poof.
Aside from Noah and his garbage heap of birds he calls a colony, there's still a bunch of other problems. The jukebox musical bit of it is awkward. Half of the musical numbers are sang by the penguins and half aren't, including the Beach Boys. I don't know why they thought the Beach Boys were so unimpeachable that they couldn't be performed by the characters, but they thought wrong. And this dad, God, I hate everything about him. I hate how he's a pseudo-Elvis named Memphis. I hate how he says it ain't penguin.
Well, it just ain't penguin, okay?
But it just ain't penguin, okay?
And how othering that phrase is in a world where different animals can talk to each other. I hate that the movie tries to redeem him in the last 5 minutes without any setup. And most of all, I hate how he treats Mumble like a freak when anything that happened to Mumble is entirely his own fault. Normally when you have a character that underwent the kind of abuse Mumble went through, they're changed by the situation, or develop character traits or something. Well, not with Mumble. Mumble is as boring as a protagonist can get, which further renders the hardship he goes through as less compelling and more infuriating. I don't like this weird disregard for physics. I don't like this horrendously placed sexual joke. I don't like how brutally they hanged Lovelace, and I'm the guy who ranted for 6.5 minutes about how I wanted more death. It's safe to say that I didn't like a lot of this movie. But most of all, I didn't like that it ruined so many good things that were also a part of it. First off, the Boogie Wonderland scene would have made a fantastic centerpiece in a halfway decent film, but instead it gets this. The animation is absolutely incredible as well, especially during the swimming scenes. I specifically love this shot with the leopard seal. It gives such a terrifying and beautiful portrayal of how deep the ocean can be. I also love how the Adelaide penguins waddle. Speaking of, I absolutely adore the Amigos. These 5 are just so much fun to have on screen, so it's good that we have them on screen for a whole lot of the time.
Either you got it or not. And the amigos, we got it!
They're nothing but supportive of Mumble and everything he does, while still poking fun at dumb stuff like normal friends would.
How you gonna do that? Cruel and unusual punishment?
Unimaginable torture?
Imaginable torture?
You're singing?
My absolute favorite part about the movie, however, is the voice acting. Everyone slays their roles. And something else I love, it's an absolutely ridiculous cast with both regular actors and voice actors. And when I say ridiculous, I mean it in the most literal way. We have 3 beloved deceased celebrities, one being the goddamn crocodile hunter, some actors that actually do voices that aren't their own, a number of decorated voice actors, including one who did a softcore porn audio cassette, and 2 different voices of Spyro the Dragon, as well as a rapper and a retired soccer player. If I had to point to the best one here, it would have to be Robin Williams as both Lovelace
Begone, demon fish! Adiosa! Andiamo! That's right! Boo-hoo!
and Ramon.
Right now, I take a moment for myself.
Let's go.
Bow down, bow down.
You're the man, you're the man.
That's enough. I feel your love.
I thought he wasn't terribly special in Aladdin, I know, but that was Robin playing himself. Here, he's 2 very different characters and does great work on both of them. Overall, the movie has a decent concept and did a lot of really good things, but it's betrayed at every opportunity by the writing that shoehorns a conflict from a loathsome but uninteresting villain and endorses terrible things like, go back to your shithead of a father who's ashamed of everything you've ever done, and tapping on the glass at the zoo is a good idea that can save an entire species. Next time, I'm going to do a multiple-part review of a whole series.